Hello, sports fan, and welcome to the Packs for Breakfast Tournament of All-Stars. Yes, that's what we're doing. Tournament of All-Stars. And yesterday, we watched as Sandy Alomar Jr. and Sandy Alomar Jr. I have another one. I do have another one. Sandy Alomar Jr. and who was the other one? Greg Gagne eliminated Dickie Thon and Brian Harper. That was the play-in game. So now we have our first round matchups. These are the official first round matchups. Barry Bonds versus Pete Incaviglia. Cecil Fielder going up against Big Dave Winfield. So how this works is we take their batting average, home runs, RBIs, and seasons played. We come up with a total. Whoever has the higher total moves on. Now I know what you're thinking. Well, if you do these stats, we already are going to know. In the next round, we'll change up the stats. We'll come up with different stats to put up there, so that we're not doing the same stats. We're not just doing batting average, home runs, RBIs, and seasons played. We will have different stats. There are a lot of other stats we can use. You know, we can use doubles, we can use stolen bases, we can use games played, we can use, we can use some other things. There are still a lot of other positive numbers we can use for batters. Pitchers, it's tougher. I'm finding it very tough to do pitchers and mix pitchers with batters. So we may have to give up on that. But let's start with Barry Bonds versus Pete Incaviglia. And Barry Bonds has a career. He has a career that wins 22 seasons. He played 86 to 92 in Pittsburgh, and he played in San Francisco for 93 to 07. Pete Incaviglia spent 86 to 90 in Texas, 91 and 98 in Detroit. Houston, he was there 92 and also 98, so 98 is just repeated. He was in Philadelphia 93 and 94, and also back in 96. 95, he played in Japan. Then he played in Baltimore in 97, and then he also played with the Yanks in 97, which gives him 12 years. So Barry Bonds is already up 22 to 12. This matchup, it won't be close. I'm sure you can already tell this is a 1 taking on a 16. It's going to be a blowout. Barry Bonds' career batting average, 298. Incaviglia's 246. So Pete Incaviglia, not quite in his, not quite in his range. And you're probably wondering, well, how did you get Pete Incaviglia up against Barry Bonds? There had to be better outfielders. There might have been, but on Sunday when, Chris and I pick all these cards at 6 a.m. Mountain, 8 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Eastern live, Pete Incaviglia was just a guy we kind of threw in there because, we like Pete Incaviglia, so we put him in there, put him on the All-Star team. And so he got sacrificed to Barry Bonds because he was probably the lowest seeded outfielder that was going to be up there. So this isn't, 100% hardcore seeding. This was me putting kind of outfielders together, DHs together to start the first rounds, and then we'll kind of mix them all up in the next round. So of course, after this, Barry Bonds has 320 points compared to Pete Incaviglia's 258, and that's as close as it's going to get, folks. The 10 difference in season was as close as it was going to get. Now we're going to start putting some distance in between Pete Incaviglia. Barry Bonds, 762 career home runs. Pete Incaviglia, 206. Barry Bonds, 1,996 RBIs. Pete Incaviglia, 655. For a grand total of Barry Bonds whooping him up, 3,078 to 1,119. Pete, buddy, just lay down. Just lay down. I know you're hurting after that beat down. Just go ahead and take a break. Your tournament is over before it really got started. So now we're going to match up Cecil Fielder and Dave Winfield. Now Cecil Fielder played a little bit of first base, so both of these players have kind of a lot in common in a lot of ways. They both played in the field early, but ended up being ended up being DHs because they were just better hitters. Cecil, for just his power at the time, for his few years of success. Dave Winfield, much more decorated career, which you will also see. This matchup doesn't really stay close either. Dave Winfield played for the San Diego Padres from 73 to 80, played with the Yankees 81 to 88, then also played for him in 90, missed 89. He played in Toronto in 92, he played in Minnesota for 93 and 94, and he played in Cleveland in 95. So Dave Winfield put up 22 career seasons. Cecil Fielder, Toronto, he played 85 to 88. Then he played in Detroit 90 to 96, which is where most of us remember him. Played with the Yankees 96 to 97, and played for the Anaheim Angels in 98 and the Cleveland Indians in 98 for a total of 13 seasons. Right there, this is as close as the game's going to be. 22 to 13, Dave Winfield up on seasons. Batting average, Cecil Fielder 255, Dave Winfield 283. It's already getting out of reach. It's like 305 to 268. And the numbers will get worse from here. Cecil being a home run hitter, it's surprising he didn't have more, but he really only had maybe 4 or 5 real good home run years. And he had 319 career home runs. Dave Winfield, 465. Cecil Fielder managed to get over 1,000 RBIs. He did have 1,008 RBIs. Dave Winfield, 1,833. With the final tally being Cecil Fielder 1,595 to Dave Winfield's 2,603. Cecil, you put up a heck of a fight, but it's time for you to bow out gracefully and leave the two winners of the first round matchups, Barry Bonds beating Pete Incaviglia. It's like Dave Winfield beating Cecil Fielder. They will both move on to the second round, and that's All-Star for now.